Before I begin this video, I want you guys to answer me this in the comment section below. Which dub do you like the best? Do you like the original US broadcast, the original dub from Toonami? Do you like the new dub, DBZ Kai? Do you like that one? Or are you one of the originals? Do you like the Japanese version? Let me know in the comment section below.
Prepare yourself, Doesnt Saiyan.
If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss a video. These are today's hashtag end of video squad winners. If you would like to join them, make sure to watch till the very end of this video. Drop your comment with the hashtag end of video squad for a chance to be featured in my next video. Cell the Saiyan is a good man. He has his right to have his opinion on the Dragon Ball Z dub. Unfortunately for him today, this video is 100% focused and a rebuttal to his video, why the Dragon Ball Z dub sucks. But as the Black Squad has shown time and time again, we are civil. So I don't want anybody going to his channel spewing any hate or any derogatory terms, anything to him. Be chill, be cool. This is a leveled discussion, even though the title of his video kinda pokes the hornet's nest. But I am going to have a link to his video and his channel in the description below and the top comment. Make sure you go ahead and watch his video because he's brave enough to post it. Y'all go ahead and give him some love.
The dub changes here are the biggest problem because they change the way characters and crucial moments are meant to be viewed. The best example is Goku's iconic speech to Frieza. In the English dub, Goku says,
"I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace. I am protector of the innocent. I am the light in the darkness. I am truth. Allied to good, nightmare to you."
I'm sure some of you are saying, what's wrong with that? Goku is a hero. Well, let's take a listen to the Japanese version.
星は壊せてもたった一人の人間は壊せねえようだな。とっくにご存知なんだろう。俺は地球から貴様を倒すためにやってきたサイヤ人。穏やかな心を持ちながら激しい怒りによって目覚めた伝説の戦士。スーパーサイヤ人孫悟空だ!
See what I mean now? In the dub, Goku is made out to be an unselfish superhero who will do anything to fight crime. In the original version, Goku is declaring that he is the legendary Super Saiyan that Frieza fears. And this isn't the only time the dub makes Goku out to be Superman, when in reality, he's not. Moments like this can cause a ton of confusion when fans who only watch the dub discuss the series with fans who have seen the original version or read the manga.
Now, I can only comment on that as the passionate Dragon Ball fan that I am, and I love the hope of the universe speech that Goku gives. When I was a kid, when I was watching it, it was one of my fondest moments of Dragon Ball. It's when I realized, along with Goku's transformation to Super Saiyan, that this was gonna be something that I would love from here on out, that this was gonna fundamentally change my life because I was watching it up to that point as a kid. So I do have a lot of nostalgic memories of it. And that speech to me, it felt like Goku was heroic. It felt like Goku was a hero. It didn't put him up to the lofty ideals as Superman, but it made him into something much, much more. And in Dragon Ball Z, there are many moments that he's pushed to become a hero, that he's shown as a heroic figure. And that's what I really like about that scene because it sets the template for that. And you're right, it is a little weird in Dragon Ball Super when he is a little bit less heroic, and then he comes back full circle to be heroic in the Tournament of Power. But I really do like that scene, and as good as the Japanese scene, as well acted as the Japanese scene is, the one fault that I see from it, Goku responding to the fact that he understands the Super Saiyan legend and that he knows he's a Super Saiyan. I honestly don't like that. I liked it in the original dub where Goku really doesn't care about the Super Saiyan legend. He doesn't care about all that stuff. He just wants to keep fighting and defeat Frieza. And when he actually becomes it, and even Vegeta comments on it, he just kind of shrugs it off like it's not really that important to him. Now, the Japanese scene showing that he's aware of the Super Saiyan legend, that to me is really the only fault with it, even though the Japanese scene is acted beautifully.
In the English dub, Goku constantly explains to Gohan that
The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that.
this couldn't be any more untrue. If becoming a Super Saiyan was in response to a need, Gohan, and Goku for that matter, would have become Super Saiyans much earlier. A scene like this could be completely misinterpreted because in the dub, fans are led to believe that Gohan became a Super Saiyan because he had to do it or else he would die. In the original version, Gohan becomes a Super Saiyan because he's angry at himself for failing over and over again. The key to becoming a Super Saiyan is rage, and a lot of dub-only fans could get confused at the concept.
The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. Now, I like this line specifically because he needed to become a Super Saiyan. He needed to become a Super Saiyan 2 to face off against Cell. That was the whole theme of him being in the hyperbolic time chamber, because of the fact that he wanted to become powerful enough to face off against Cell. He wanted to go to the next level, and even in the dub, rage in the Super Saiyan transformation, that's also one of the takeaways, and it's shown in Gohan seeing Android 16 die, which we'll get to that later. And unfortunately, as Super has shown, there are other ways, other methods of getting the Super Saiyan transformation that aren't really just rage, but I know we're just talking about Dragon Ball Z at this moment.
In the dub, Vegeta says,
Kakarot, I have a proposition for you. I'm only going to say this once, so listen carefully. I, Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans, would like to offer you, Kakarot, the opportunity to stand beside me in this conquest.
This is a dub change that hurts one of the best themes of the arc, because in the original version, Vegeta says,
なるほど。ここを貴様の墓場に選んだというわけ。喜ぶがいい。貴様のような下級戦士が超エリートに遊んでもらえるんだからな。サイヤ人は生まれてすぐ戦士の素質を検査される。その時の数値が低いクズ野郎が。
You see, Vegeta never wanted to give Goku a chance. He just wanted to mock him, setting up a theme that a person who was born as trash could outwork someone who was born an elite. This theme is completely lost in the dub, and it's a damn shame.
Vegeta offering a job to Goku, I like it. Nostalgic reasons, I like that scene. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The Japanese version is way better. It's like beyond better, because it does show that class warfare and the fact that it doesn't matter whether you're born an elite or you're born a low-class Saiyan, you can still rise to the top with just training and the right attitude, which I like to take away that theme from Dragon Ball in general, so I do like the Japanese version better in this instance.
I know I'm about to get a ton of hate in the comments right now, but I can't avoid talking about it. Let's talk about Bruce Falconer's music. So in case you didn't know, the English dub of Dragon Ball Z had a different soundtrack than the original, and to be brutally honest, while the music itself is cool, it doesn't really fit.
Okay, I've heard this argument over and over again, that the Bruce Faulconer score does not fit Dragon Ball, and I feel like it absolutely fucking does. I think that some tracks are not good. Some tracks, when things aren't really happening, like just idle tracks, they aren't as good as some of the ones that are heavy hitters, like Gohan's Anger, Vegeta powers up, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, things like that. There are certain tracks that lack the moment, but most of them are very good, and I think that Super took account of this, that the Bruce Faulconer score, the sort of synth vibe that it was giving off, Super took that and infused it in some of its tracks, because some of the tracks in Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, not only are amazing, some of my favorite tracks in all of Dragon Ball, but they seem to be heavily inspired by the Bruce Faulconer score as well as the Japanese version. Now, the Japanese music, to me, personally, I don't think it fits as good, even though I've gotten used to it through Dragon Ball Z Kai. And I've gotten especially used to certain scenes that actually lack music, that don't have any music, that I think fit a lot better than having all this sort of synthwave music all the time, which I don't approve of. But I do think that certain tracks are so memorable, so iconic, that if you honestly just put together the Dragon Ball Z Kai with the Bruce Faulkner music, to me, that would be a perfect series. Honestly, the Bruce Faulkner tracks in certain scenes with a lack of music also, that would be the best Dragon Ball Z experience that I can think of.
Yet another fighter you could have saved.
16. You loved life. You gave everything up to save it. And you were just an android. I let you die. I can't do that. I won't watch anymore. I feel it slipping. And I won't watch this anymore!
You can see how not only the additional lines for the dub hurt the moment, but the music is not fitting for an emotional scene like this at all. Now I know Funimation wasn't actually allowed to play the insert song, but even if you watch the English dub Japanese music soundtrack that's available on the Funimation app in home releases, they have no music whatsoever there, and that's honestly way more emotional than what was played in the dub. If adding music makes the scene worse, then that music has objectively failed.
So I just spent a good portion of the video talking about how the lack of music from the Japanese version is good in certain areas, but in Gohan's transformation, even though the scene works with both formats, I think that the Bruce Faulkner dub version is far superior. I think that both formats are good, both formats work for their respective dubbings, but the Bruce Faulkner just has that extra punch, that extra oomph, that you can feel Gohan's anger, sadness, you can feel everything. That extra line just makes it all feel real, it wraps it all in a pretty bow. While the Japanese version is also beautiful, I've actually gotten very used to the soundtrack for that transformation, and I actually do like it, even though to me, it doesn't 100% fit. The song doesn't 100% fit. I like the Gohan's anger better, and I know a lot of people like the Japanese song better, but to me, Gohan's anger is superior. But honestly, I would say both versions are good. Both versions are equal. They're both top tier, and in my opinion, the best that Dragon Ball Z had to offer.
I agree Kai is better acted than Z, especially me. Then to top things off, Chris Sabat, who voices almost half of the cast, says, "The original dub is for nostalgia, the Kai dub is for way better accuracy, writing, acting, and overall quality."
I agree with you, Sean Schimmel, and Christopher Sabat. The original dub is nostalgic, but it's not good acting. There are a lot of scenes that could have been acted better, but I understand why they weren't. They're more nostalgic than anything. It's errors, its lows, its imperfection is what makes that dub endearing. It makes it good for me. Like, it makes it so something I want to watch, honestly. But you guys are all right. It's not the best, and Dragon Ball Z Kai, the dubbing is far superior.
Even some of their casting choices are questionable. The best example here is Linda Young's Frieza versus Chris Ayres' Frieza. While Linda Young is actually a very good voice actress, she was primarily picked because she can closely replicate Pauline Newstone of the Ocean dub. Chris Ayres, on the other hand, is casted because he can best capture the character of Frieza, and boy does he do a great job.
I love both versions of Frieza, the new dub and the old dub, but personally for me, again, nostalgia reasons, but also I like what it did to Frieza's character. Yeah, the original dub version of Frieza's voice, where it was really high pitched and you couldn't tell, it was ambiguous whether it was a boy or a girl. That one to me is the best because it is creepy. It is probably the creepiest voice that Dragon Ball has ever produced, and it's one of the best, I think, in my opinion, and I definitely hold it in high regard. And that brings me to the ending of the video. Yes, I love the dub, but if I had a verdict, an overall verdict, The Japanese version is great. The dub, the original dub, is nostalgic. Dragon Ball Z Kai, in my opinion, is close to perfect. It's as close to perfect as Dragon Ball Z can get when it comes to its dubbing. I would insert those iconic songs, those iconic Bruce Faulkner songs in certain scenes in Dragon Ball Z Kai, still retaining some of the lack of music and some of the Japanese soundtrack, but I would switch out some of that dub. Like, they've already done that on YouTube already with certain scenes, and it makes them a lot better. And if I had to do a which one to watch, I would say watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. You're gonna get everything you need. It's fast, no filler, and if you really want more, I would then go probably with Japanese, because the dub is really nostalgic, but it's nostalgic for those of us that lived it. It's nostalgic for us that lived and watched it on Toonami. If you're watching it now, it's gonna be like, oh, it's extremely long, and you're not gonna understand certain aspects of it. The audio and the acting isn't really that good. And honestly, like I said, a lot of that Bruce Faulkner score, especially not the most iconic ones, aren't really that good, and they might be kind of grating on your ears a little bit. So I would say DBZ Kai and the Japanese version. And if you really want to go that extra mile to see Goku driving around with Piccolo, I would go with that Bruce Faulkner Dragon Ball Z dub original, because that is, in my opinion, faults and all, legendary status. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and Sal the Sane, thank you so much for making your video so I could respond to it. And make sure to go ahead and check out his channel, guys, subscribe to it, and drop a comment on his video. Tell him that BlackScape sent you. And if you made it to this point of the video, you are now part of the hashtag End of Video Squad. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Make sure you drop that comment with that hashtag for a chance to be featured in my next video. Today I'm going to be responding to Sonic KN. This is one of the best fan animations I've ever seen. Props to creator. Yes, props to creator. He did a fantastic job with an animation that is an entire hour long. Like, this shit is long. So make sure to go ahead and support the sequel whenever it drops. Make sure to support that because it deserves it. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.